both my grandparents passed in the last like 2-3 years, and all my cousins, they've come to me like, Amir, like now when I watch you, I see your grandparents, because one was a pastor and the other was a very like advocate protester. Like she was out there getting arrested with Martin Luther King. And I'm like, well, I am well aware that my ancestors couldn't speak the way I speak now. So I'm going to use my voice. Like I'm going to use it. And that's just what it is. And it's worked out.
What do you think your ancestors would think if they could see you now?
So it's kind of split. I think for some of them, probably upset that I'm not this like extreme like pro-black person and I'm with a white man and I am gay. And a lot of homophobia in the black community. Some of them will be upset, but I think outside looking in, a majority of them would be very just shocked. Like, wait, I'm picking cotton right now. I think my life is over on this field. And I'm looking a glimpse to the future. There's a black man at home in the country. Because I'm surrounded by plantation. Like the nice homes and these plantation and golf courses. I'm in the deep south. I'm probably on top of them, to be real. To look at a camera and get paid. Their dream. To go anywhere in this country and be fine. To be in the deep south and be fine. I'm their dream. That's what pisses me off about this BLM crowd. It's like, I am my ancestors' dream. I'm doing everything they couldn't do and getting paid for it. That's wild to me. I respect that. I value that. I'm well aware of what's happened to black people in the past, and I'm going to take advantage of what we can do now, which is everything. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm getting sprayed by water hose. I'm not going to sit here and act like I can't drink from this water fountain. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've seen a Klansman a day in my life. Do they exist? For sure. But it's not like what it used to be. I'm not going to disrespect them like that. I'm not going to act like I'm living in the same America they're living in. And I'm well aware of the things that, we weren't told. Like, for some ancestors, they're very proud. My papa, I call him, he's very proud. He's someone who is a black Republican at the age of, how old is he? Like, he's between like 78 and like 82. Who is a black Republican? Who did grow up in the Deep South? Who did have a different perspective of Klansmen and interacted with Klansmen who didn't want to be Klansmen. But they were, because that was the it thing to do. And there were Klansmen that protected black kids. That would tell my papa, hey, don't go down this town at night. Don't go down this street. Don't hang out over there. They're going to be acting wild. Just stay away. I didn't learn that. Like, there are things that, we're just living in an entire different America. And I'm grateful for it. And that's why I fight so hard to protect it, especially on my issues with regarding the border. I fight hard to protect the rights of biological women. I know what they've gone through in the past. But yeah, man, I respect and honor where black people have came from in this country, and I know the power that I have now. I'm never going to disrespect that.
That was beautifully said. Thank you for sharing. I found that to be incredibly powerful, and kind of reminds me of my own past. I am Japanese, and in World War II in 1940s, my grandparents were both in concentration camps in America. They were full American citizens, but they were stripped of all their property, their jobs, everything, and they were thrown in these camps. And a few years ago, I was driving down this really desolate road near the border of California and Nevada. It's like in this completely dust area, super dry. And I see the sign for Manzanar. And I'm like, oh, Manzanar? That's the camp that my grandparents were in. So I just like turn off the road, and it's like this desolate camp in the middle of the desert. 110 degrees, these barracks with just high fences all around. It's still there today, but it's now kind of like a museum. You can visit it. And I just had a moment, you know, I tripped out just standing there looking in this fence, thinking like 80 years ago, my grandparents were in this camp, and here I am, a YouTuber. You know, if they could see me now, that's just, they couldn't even believe, like, and I've been given this gift, and I'm not going to squander it. You know, like, I'm not going to take this for granted at all. And you just got to be grateful, because it took untold sacrifice to get you to where you are now. And we have a culture that wants to just throw it all away. It's completely ungrateful.
Literally they want to throw it all away. And it's the people like you and I, and there's more people out there like us who acknowledge it for what it is. Everyone's like, oh, America's so bad, I hate it, this and that. And it's like, bro, do you want to experience that? I wish we had a time machine. Like, do you really want to see bad? I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying there aren't things to work on. But the way you're acting, it's not lining up with how we're treated. The math isn't mathing in that regard.